Welcome back to Starfield and my eternal quest to try to become a space pirate. I've been getting advice from a lot of people about how to go about it. Particularly, there was a commenter named Just a Hustle who gave me a long string of advice. One piece that I had definitely never heard before, which is that apparently you get extra bounty for stealing items from containers on board a ship that isn't yours. That even if you've killed all of the people on the ship, apparently the ship is still watching you, and it can tell if you steal from it before you claim the ship as your own. So that's a piece of advice that I had no idea about. My goal today is to try to figure out, can I act or feel like a space pirate in this game without running up such an onerous bounty that it's just not worth it? And so we've had a couple of ideas around that. One is, if I can kill a ship with no witnesses, or maybe rob a ship without murdering any of the people on board, will that keep my bounty low enough that I can actually, make enough money from the ship capture that it counters the bounty and I can come back here and pay off my bounty? That's one theory. I'm not sure I'm going to get the opportunity to try that out. Another option is,
you've completed your first mission.
One of the types of missions on here is actually just stealing things. Now, smuggling missions I can't do right now because I don't have any shielding on my hold. And so I can't get it past the scanners. So this is a thing I think I literally can't do. But this, stealing from the Trade Authority on Aquila, that might be possible. I genuinely don't know what kind of challenges are in the way of me stealing from them. So I'm going to accept this bounty, or this mission. I'm going to accept this mission and see if I can make that happen.
Start somewhere.
Another thing that I'm considering doing is going to a bar, because La Coalición suggested that a bar was a place to do this. Going to a bar and looking for a bounty board and claiming some bounty so I can kind of privateer against criminals. That's another option. A third option, or at least a third strategy I want to try to use, is to find myself a non-lethal weapon, so that if I do end up getting into a conflict with someone, I can avoid it escalating so hard that my bounty becomes ridiculous. Because maybe I might get caught stealing something, and that would give me a certain low bounty for stealing the thing. But as long as I don't, murder anyone who tries to stop me, that might keep my bounty from getting too much higher. So for all of those problems, I think my destination is Aquila. Because Aquila is, of course, where my mission is, but Aquila also has 2 weapon sellers, and it's got a bar. And so with all of those options, all of those amenities, I feel like I'm in a pretty good position to make some progress against all of these goals. So I believe I've paid off my bounty. So I should be able to jump into Aquila space and not immediately get shot. We will certainly find out if that's true. Text Digital says that he's ashamed of me being a criminal in this game. Now, I've actually got... Yes. They're not attacking me, and I don't have any contraband, so they're not going to start attacking me.
You're good to go. Have a nice time in Aquila City.
So this is actually one of 3 parallel games that I'm playing. I'm playing a game where I'm sort of a dilettante without any combat skills who just really wants to do diplomatic stuff, because I thought that would be fun. I've also got, my main is sort of a little bit more of a, I don't know, what's the name of the guy from Justified, played by Timothy Oliphant? It's that kind of character. She's willing to go use violent means. She doesn't shy away from fights, but she's generally a good guy. That's my main, and she's the one that I'm going to try to take through the main quest pretty soon. But this is my space pirate character. This is my character where I'm trying to explore the darker side of your options in the settled systems. And so far, it's actually been really difficult. I've spent a couple of episodes trying to be a pirate and finding it to be punishingly difficult. But there's a lot of people out there who are playing as pirates. Just a Hustle, that commenter that I was referring to before, said that he's actually been playing as a pirate and that he basically does it by avoiding settled systems, by avoiding sort of the key systems that have law enforcement. That he does just a lot of fun space piracy in the sort of on the edge of civilization, where there aren't just endless floods of cops to come after them, and then they can actually get a lot done as a space pirate with those restrictions, and so that is another option we could choose, of just basically staying away from places like Aquila, or just like choosing one sort of space nation that you just never ever visit. That does basically mean you have to decide, I'm not going to be playing the story content. Because if you're playing any of the story content, it's eventually going to lead you to all of these locations. And something is going to get interrupted. By the way, I should just see if I've got anything to sell here. I don't think so. I think I should... Yeah, that's right. Last episode, I sold everything I possibly could to pay off my bounty. All right, so the first thing I want to do is head over here to the bar. Wait, what?
Marshal Daniel Blake, I need to inform you, we've got some trouble at Gal Bank.
Oh, right.
Folks might be in danger, so you may want to steer clear.
I forgot about this. There's a mission that happens as soon as you go to Aquila, and I forgot this character had not gone to Aquila the first time yet. So I'll keep that in mind.
I think you might be able to help out? You could talk to the marshal.
This is your...
Last I heard, things weren't going so good.
This is your entry into sort of the side quest line about being a marshal or being a deputy for the sort of the law enforcement angle out here in the what is this place called? The Free Star. I got it wrong in the last episode. Free Star Collective, something like that. Anyway, so I could talk to the sheriff and try to solve this bank problem. My main character was not able to talk her way out of it, and so went and killed all the bank robbers. And then my secondary character, my diplomat character, was able to talk down the bank robbers with a little bit of save scumming, because it's super duper hard. For now, I think I'm not going to bother. I'm going to save that for later. I'm assuming that this situation is just going to stay active for weeks and weeks and weeks until I decide to engage with it. I'm not sure if that's true. Okay, so we got self-service bounty clearance and the mission board. Let's have a look at the mission board. Okay, destroy the Crimson Fleet Ghost at... Okay, so this is a Crimson Fleet vessel, which means if I attack it, I get bounty with the Crimson Fleet, and I don't want that. They're my faction. Kill the Spacer Troublemaker on Murfred 7C. That one seems doable. Let's claim that one. And then deliver Ultra Batteries to Prima 3. That's just a delivery mission. Doesn't seem piratey. Transport Miners, not very piratey. Survey Andromus 3, not very piratey. Okay, so we've got our one piratey one, which is let's go kill a Spacer. That sounds decent. And now let's go and visit the weapon stores and see if we can find a non-lethal weapon. La Coalition confirms that Free Star Collective is the phrase I keep being unable to come up with. Thank you.
Outlaws, Ashta. If you're looking for a weapon, I've got you covered. You turn out to be a troublemaker, though, and I'll report you real quick. Got it? I'm sure I got what you need.
So Coalition is a little annoyed that the Free Star Collective is called a collective, because they are like what did Alice Bell on the from Rock Paper Shotgun, who I listened to on the internet, the Electronic Wireless show, she referred to the Free Star Collective as libertarian mud cowboys, I think is what she called them. It's sort of a trope in space games to have libertarian mud cowboys as one of the factions. And I think what did she call the United Colonies? It was something like healthcare fascists or something like that. Not the most accurate political description, but there you go. But yeah, having them call themselves a collective. I mean, you could use the word collective to just mean a loose association, which is the kind of government that libertarians tend to prefer. It's like, voluntary banding together, but not in any way that would restrict your freedom. But you can use the word the collective that way, though you can also use it in some like more left-leaning contexts. So what I'm looking for is there's a certain, I forgot what it's called. There's like an energy weapon that just, it's not the Nova Light. It looks like the Nova Light, but it's like a rifle that looks like the Nova Light, and it does only non-lethal damage. The Nova Light does not do that, though. The Nova Light actually does damage people. And it looks like we don't have what I'm looking for here, because I would recognize it immediately. Okay, so no non-lethal weapon from you. Let's go find Laredo. So Laredo is the other... it's really easy to find Roland Arms, because they're just right here on the main strip. Finding Laredo is harder, and I always forget how. So it's vaguely this direction. So I'm going to head this way. I think it's... Oh, there it is. Okay, that is the fastest I've ever found Laredo. It's right here.
Aquila is one of the oldest cities in the settled systems.
Oh, wow. Okay, so if you walked into a store and somebody just immediately leaned in a little bit and said that to you, you'd be like, I'm going to come back later when you're not here. You're bothering me.
I think you'll find that we carry fine weapons of all kinds here. Here's what I have in stock right now.
All right, let's see what your weapons include. Rattler, Lawgiver, Rattler, Coachman, Head Ranger, Lawgiver, Rattler, Specialized Lawgiver, the Prime. Okay, but we don't have a non-lethal gun. Okay, we'll have to keep our eyes out for that elsewhere. Now, I'm not exactly sure where the trade... What are they called again? The trade folks. Where they are in Aquila. So this is actually useful for me to track them down.
There's going to be a lot of competition.
Trade Authority, that's what they're called. Oh wait, this mission took over. I just realized I had another mission that I wanted to be doing. Not kill the Spacer Troublemaker. Steal from the Trade Authority on Aquila. That's what I want. Okay, so where's the Trade Authority? It's back. Oh, there we are. It's back a rank from the main drag. It's in here. So, yeah. Coalition was like, wait, is it the Trade Federation from Star Wars? I mean, kinda. In that they're shady. Okay, so it looks like...
The Trade Authority's always looking for new opportunities.
So it looks like if nobody's watching this, can I just take whatever it is? They want the psychoactive spices. There's also a crate of anti-venin, whatever anti-venin is. It maybe counteracts the effects of wine. No, that would be venin. Hey, stop! Stop looking at me. Actually, I should have a look at my skills. I've got a skill point, and one thing I have not yet done is spend anything on stealth. I don't think. And stealth is really helpful because, and I really like this approach, by the way. When you unlock the skill, that is what gives you your stealth meter. You notice I did not have a stealth meter before, and now I do. Until you have the stealth skill, they don't even give you the meter. They don't even give you the interface.
Bustling. One of the busiest trade authority branches in the galaxy.
Which is interesting to me. By the way, I love that people just make random comments about their country or their cities. Like, here's some facts about my town. And just everyone's doing that all the time. This is a very weird place. Okay, so I'm going to quick save. And then I'm detected. You can see that I'm detected. But if I can get hidden, then I should be able to steal this stuff without any consequences. Boink, boink. There we go. Okay, so I've got the spices, and I've got other contraband that I can probably sell to a different trade authority in a different place. Okay, so I don't know if Aquila scans you on the way in and out. And so I might, just to be safe, I might want to take a sort of side route out of town.
Seems we've got a little exciting.
So there's that guard right there. Now, if this was New Atlantis, that guard would scan me every time I passed to see if I had stolen goods. I don't know how they identify the stolen goods exactly, but there is another way out of Aquila City, which is to go, wah, wah, wah. Oh, crap. Oh. I'm not as good at boosting, apparently, as my other characters. Okay. Well, this didn't go as well as I thought it would. I swear I can make that jump with another character. Maybe I just have taken more advantage of the boost pack skill with that character than I thought. Or maybe, is my boost pack a little bit garbage? What am I looking for? I'm looking for... I've got a basic boost pack. All my other characters have balanced boost packs. So I got really used to using that route to get out of Aquila all the time. Not because I was stealing anything, but just for fun. But now I've got to go all the long way around because I've only got a basic boost pack. Well, we need to look for a balanced boost pack. Holy crap. Is this wall just completely surround the entire spaceport? What? Oh my gosh. There's like no... I mean, I get it. The Aquila is constantly set upon... Okay, hold on. Let's make sure that we've got this all charged up. Aquila is constantly set upon by monsters. That's part of the story of this place. That's why everyone's armed all the time. It's kind of like certain parts of, like, Norway, where you are actually required to carry a gun because there are polar bears, and the people in charge don't want to be responsible for your mauling. So you're actually required to carry a gun. Aquila's like that. People are required to you know, have a lot of defenses. Okay, so I'm gonna take off. So Rosenberg says, I don't know how I feel about... Oh, this idiot. Okay, I don't know how I feel about the detection bar being locked behind stealth. It only costs a skill point, but I feel like that's a pretty important little feature. So yeah, so if you're ever trying to hide, it's an important feature. But if you literally never try to hide, it doesn't matter. And so, but yeah, but the thing is, in theory, I like the idea. And it's not always implemented well, and you can definitely quibble with specific implementations like this one in Starfield. But I like the idea in theory of locking entire mechanics behind progression, so that, like, basically the player starts with a very simple game that asks very little of them, and then when they want a certain part of the game to get more complicated, they choose to adopt a skill or some kind of progression thing that makes the game more complicated in that way that has their interest. So they can sort of like customize the complexity of the game to match their play style. I like that in theory. There are definitely good and bad ways to do it. So you can definitely decide whether you think Starfield made the right choice here. But I think this is an example of something that is a potentially very good strategy that I admire. So so like Le Coalition says, he actually likes the stealth bar being optional, partly because it adds extra challenge if you don't have the stealth bar. Though actually, before I bought my stealth skill, and even right afterwards, I got kind of frustrated by the stealth bar in this game because it didn't feel like I understood how I was supposed to use it well to sneak up on people. Like, it felt like sometimes I would be in a situation where everyone was facing away from me all the time, and it was clearly designed for me to be able to stealth. But then there are other parts of the game where I'm like, I feel like I'm doing it right, but people are just catching me instantly no matter what I do. And this game is not designed as a stealth game. And I think most encounters and most places and situations in the game, except for places where it's explicitly scripted to support stealth, most places, I don't think they put a lot of thought into stealth because it's one of 900 different things the player might want to do in the game, and you can't think about everything all the time. But that means that if you decide on a lark to try to stealth something that no one ever thought of stealthing before, oftentimes the enemies are tuned in such a way that it's just impossible unless you have leveled up your stealth skill. There isn't just a way to play the game without stealth skill where you're sneaking around because you just know the mechanics so well. You kind of, I think, have to have the advantages of the stealth skill in order to function properly in stealth, because basically otherwise all the characters are so good at detecting you and they are so good at moving around and facing different directions and being unpredictable that it's just, like regular guard paths are a huge part of stealth gameplay because it makes people predictable in a way that, unpredictable people, it's just hard to stealth around them. Okay, so I want to, before I go back to the key, I want to go after this spacer troublemaker. So let's set course for wherever the troublemaker is, which is Murfred. I'm going to jump to Murfred and see if we can kill this spacer. So I think the spacer is planet side, so I don't think this is going to be space piracy. It's going to be planetary piracy, which is, that is still piracy. Zedric points out that a lot of the stealth in this game is about what people can hear, about what people can see. And yeah, so you get very used to, in other space games, you get very used to the idea. Oh. Wait a minute, what? Oh, right. I think I've seen this mission before, but I don't want to do it right now, so I'm not going to. Let's instead go to this abandoned mine. But yeah, Zedric points out that like people can hear you, especially if you're wearing a spacesuit. You're like clunk-a-clunk-a-clunk-a-clunk. People can hear you really well. And a lot of other stealth games are based on the assumption that only certain actions by the player are audible. That most movement and stuff is silent, and it's really just about sightlines. And so if you come to this game with that assumption, it's really easy to think you know how to stealth, and then you just get heard by everyone. And it's not in any way stealthy. But I think that the stealth skill, let's look at the stealth skill real quick. I think that the stealth skill, as you level it up, it gives you, yeah, like you're more difficult to attack while sneaking. You get extra sneak attack damage. And so, yeah, so basically difficult to detect. I think that means sight and sound. And so now instead of moving around and like immediately triggering everybody's detection, that's tamped down if you actually advance a stealth skill, and then you can really stealth around. But I haven't advanced any of my characters on that axis enough to really see the benefit. Oh, let's also look at our weapons here. I've forgotten what I've got equipped here. And, okay, so we've got a regulator, but I've got almost no rounds for it. You can't see that, but I have almost no rounds for it. This is what I've got in my hands right now. This does more damage. It's got fewer rounds. What has the most rounds? My Rattler. And it honestly doesn't do that much less damage. I could also... Okay, the Lawgiver does more damage, and from... Oh, and the Keel Hauler, almost no rounds, though. So the Lawgiver, especially since I'm approaching from far away... Because I'm approaching from far away, and it's got a lot of bullets. Feels like a good choice. Ooh, you know what? I've been to this map before, and one thing that it's got is turrets that you can turn off. And I'm not sure the best way to get to them, but I'm going to try to go around the back, because I think there's a decent chance. Now, I don't know if I can actually sneak effectively here, or if I even need to from this side. Somebody might be able to hear me. Oh, there's not very much gravity. That's nice. Okay, so you notice that the little edges of my bar used to be green. Now they're orange. So green means you're not doing anything that would make somebody upset. And so even if they can see you, it doesn't matter. Whereas this orange here means that if someone detects you, you will be in trouble. So watch it. I don't know if there's anybody up here on this rooftop, though. And so if I can get down... Oh, see, okay. Whoa, screw it. Okay, I don't know if that just alerted everyone. Nah. That's just a... Oh, I'm on fire now. Oh, hi. Didn't realize that was going to happen. Cool. I bet it's harder for me to hide if I'm on fire. Okay. Okay, there's some guys down there. And I think the entrance might be down there, too. If the entrance is down there, that might be where you control the turrets. So if I can get onto that platform, I think there might be a door I can get into to turn the turrets against them, if I'm remembering this place right. There you go. Oh yeah, keep crawling, buddy. Whoop! Oh no! Whoop! Okay. Okay, so they've sounded the alarm. I don't actually see any turrets, so I might have been misremembering the turret thing. But... Oh hey, I can... Okay, so this is a different spot. I was remembering a different spot that actually did have turrets there. This isn't it. That's okay. Oh, I just remembered, I have very few medkits, so I actually need to be exceedingly careful. So let's grab the thing that got the most bullets in. What the heck? Oh, I forgot they can come indoors. Okay. Oh, I guess I need to use a med kit. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I'm just reloading. Okay. Okay, that didn't go great. Because I just forgot. I've got so used to, like, the idea that in a game, levels are just separate from each other. And if you manage to zone, nobody can follow you. That's not true in Starfield. If you zone, enemies still exist outside the room. And they can come in. And I'm actually really curious how they do that. Because clearly these zones exist so that they can keep levels separate from each other. And that means that that's an important part of their strategy. Like, there's a reason why this cave is not a part of the experience. You know, it's not like there's a seamless transition in and out of this cave. He's dead. And so there's a reason they're doing that. So some amount of this is probably unloaded when you're gone, but is it just the art that's unloaded? Like, maybe they still are tracking the AI moving around outside with the nav mesh and the collision. Whoa, he just fell down. Whoa! There he goes. Okay, good. I needed a med pack. Oh, okay. Some faraway people. We should use our lawgiver. Two people in this direction. Ooh, trauma pack. Okay, they've lost track of me. Nope, they haven't. Okay. That stealth meter is nice for letting you know when you're done. But yeah. I love ragdoll physics on bodies, and honestly, the less realistic, the better. My favorite thing in the original Max Payne was that I don't know if I had seen a lot of ragdoll physics before when I played that game. Being able to shoot an enemy in the knee and have their leg go out from under them as they died, and they would tumble like over the edge of a fence or something, felt so crazy and good. And even though human bodies don't move like that, and actually it is nice when they manage to get the real dynamics of a human body right. That, you know, in a game that is trying to be immersive, that can be very helpful, or like, you know, feel authentic. That can be really helpful. But I also kind of like games that are just like, whatever, it's fun to get a lot of feedback for shooting somebody. And they just, like, in this game, were they able to just throw someone up in the air with low gravity, and they're just like, we don't care, it's funny. Alright, so, did you pick? Alright, we're about to go inside a door, so let's switch to our shotgun. Oh, so La Coalition has launched a poll. He says, if you had to only pick one faction, which one would you pick? Freestar Collective, United Colonies, the Varun, the Crimson Fleet, or Ryujin Industries. I haven't played with Ryujin yet. They might be my favorite, but I don't know because I haven't played them. And I haven't played the Varun either. I didn't know you could work for the Varun. So I guess of those, I would pick Freestar Collective just because, you know, it's part of the space western fantasy. But I don't know enough to really do a good job with your poll, Coalition. Okay, so what's over here? Prizes. What else? Nothing? Okay. Actually, I should turn my light off again in case I can be stealthy. Okay, so I think the green means if the person who might see you, if they see you, they won't immediately attack. But if it's orange and they see you, they will immediately attack. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. But I don't know. So here's the downside of locking mechanics behind progression. When mechanics are just intrinsic to the game and everyone has them, usually you know when you're going to introduce them to the player in the tutorial, and you've got a very specific situation you can craft to illustrate to the player exactly how the feature works. However, if it's based on progression and the player decides when and where, when and how to change it, or when and how to sort of kick in that mechanic, actually, I think I do still want to use the shotgun because I think I need some more shotgun kills to upgrade my shotgun skill. Right? I do. I need 7 more of them. So there we go. Not everybody's gonna be killable with a shotgun, but that person was. Should probably go lawgiver for the rest. So my lawgiver that my other character uses actually has a recon scope on it, which means that when I aim it at somebody far away like this, it highlights them, even behind cover. So you can definitely tell if you're shooting at them properly or not. This person's so far away, I can't even tell what kind of health they have. So I don't even know what kind of damage I'm doing. I need to get closer. Okay, they can't see me right now. So, Raneth Cord says, imagine not looking down the sights of your gun because you're playing in third person. So I think this particular gun, this doesn't have a scope. I'm not sure if the game switches you to scopes if you have a scope when you're playing in third person. Right now, I don't think this one has a scope. Oh, somebody's close, huh? I think that might mean it's coachman time. Oh. Oh, you've got me, huh? Oh, what, are you gonna bite my ankles? Is that what you're gonna do? You gonna bite my ankles? Oh, this is kind of sad. I feel like I should put you out of your misery. Oh, I didn't need to. All right. Oh, you got some nice stuff. Hi, I would like to jump. Thanks. Whoa, gosh. Okay, we're up here. Let's use our lawgiver. Somebody is down there. Oh, it's my target. I can see you down there. You're my target. So I think if I manage to get all the way down here, oh man, that person takes a lot of damage. Okay, let's not worry about them right now. That's gonna take ages. Okay, that one's taken care of. But yeah, this spacer punk is taking cover behind a thing that is not cover. Oh, now they're actually behind real cover. Okay, cool. Okay, so that guy is gonna keep shooting at me. So let's see if we can get a little closer. Or at least get a better angle. Oh, we gotta... Hey, you all mind if I take a break and unlock a safe? Maybe not. Okay, we gotta reload. There we go. Is it just the one left? So honestly, I might be safest from this person. Like just plinking him back here. Oh, wait. Oh, they do have a friend. They do have a friend. So I think that the gold hit marker means a critical hit, I think? I'm not sure, though. I keep getting them on this person, and I think it's when I hit their head that I get it. Oh, yeah, you better run. Okay. All right. Kill confirmed. And now... Wait, why did it update my steal from the Trade Authority mission? What was that about? Or did they just update it by highlighting it? Maybe they just updated it by highlighting it. Okay, so I think I already got paid for the bounty. I think I just automatically get paid when the person died. I don't think I have to like submit, like bring somebody an ear or anything like that. Though that would be awesome. We also get some prizes, a new trauma pack, a magnet. Sure, pirates love magnets. What else are we? Oh yeah, I remember killing you. How are we doing with our weight that we're carrying? Oh, we're carrying a little much. Carrying a little much. So I might need to get rid of some of it. But let's see. Let's try to get out of this hole. Now, do I... Let me look at one of my skills is weightlifting. I want to see, do I... Okay, so I've already completed my challenge progress on this. I don't have any skill points to spend on it. Dang, that's too bad. Because if I'm going to be running around with a bunch of weight, I want to get credit for the weightlifting skill. Okay, so I do remember there was a safe here. Let's unlock it. Okay, so this is probably a good move. That's another possibility, though. This one, though, works on every rank, so I don't want to use it if I can help it. Like, ideally, the ones I'd use would be the ones that would be the most unique. Okay, so I think this one doesn't work because I don't think the remaining slots on this, I don't think there's a match for them. So I think what that means is it is this and this. Normally I would avoid using a single slot for the first rank, but I think it's my only option. So, okay, yeah, so this guy could go there. Is there... But I don't think there's anything that matches up with that. What about this one and... I don't know. There's this... Oh, wait a minute. And this. Does that work? Yes. Okay. And then let's hope that I didn't mess this up and use something I should have used here. So there's this. Okay, that fits there. Is there a... Oh, and there's a Y-shaped one here. Yes. There we go. Man, 1,000 credits. Not worth it, but whatever. That was... I love that lockpicking mechanic. I have a lot of fun with those little challenges. Okay, so I didn't park that far away. So I don't think it's too bad if I'm dealing with some running problems. Did I... Oh, I didn't get this. Didn't get that. Didn't get this. Oh, it just occurred to me. Is this... Wait a minute. Was I supposed to really use this elevator? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, this is telling me the way out. It's this way. So, don't love backtracking, but what can you do? Oh. Getting this little guy. Oh, wait, he's a heat leech. He likes the heat. Wait, what's that? Oh, some water? Delicious. Delicious rock water. Or as some of us call it, ice. I'm calling it rock water now. You can't stop me. Wait, is this not the way to go? Wait. Where is the way to go? I need to go home. Wait, up. It's up there, huh? Okay, I can see the arrows now. Ooh, there's some packages I missed before. Med pack, useful. Computer? What? Oh. Apparently there was some kind of robot. I never noticed a robot. Apparently didn't turn out to be extremely useful. Alright. We'll head out into the abandoned mine. So Orathaus is saying that I need to complete the mission on Mars where you invent a drug called Pick-Me-Up. Whoa. Dude, this guy's been taking Pick-Me-Up. There we go. Oh, apparently the stuff that was in his inventory was vibrating, and I just got the stuff out of his inventory. But anyway, yeah, Pick-Me-Up is a drug that significantly increases your carry capacity. And if you get a bunch of it, yeah, you can sort of short-term augment your carrying capacity if you have to run a long way to your ship. But I think I've got it. Wait, Orathaus says that you don't actually have to complete the thing. They just sell it there? Huh, I thought that there was I remember completing a mission that involved Pick-Me-Up, and the prize was Pick-Me-Up. So I thought that Pick-Me-Up didn't exist until you did the mission.
This is so cool.
But I could be just making that up. Okay, so I want to definitely drop off all my extra crap that I don't need. A corrosive calibrated solstice. That might be worth keeping. It's corrosive, which messes with people in combat, distracts them, makes them difficult for them to fight. Oh wait, that was a modified coachman. Is it better than my coachman? And a suppressed grindle. You know what? I'll worry about this stuff. Yeah, I've just got a generic coachman. Hold on. Let's grab that coachman back. Modified coachman. Was there a better one? Or was that it? It's just got a tactical stock and flechette rounds. Let's compare that to mine. Okay, so this does 69 damage versus 57. So yes, this is my new favorite. Let's equip it. Let's drop the other one. And then we'll go back and favorite it as well. But I should also drop off my bonus spacesuits. I should drop off any resources that I've collected. I should drop off notes that I don't need. I should drop off the crates of store all, yes. Oh, this one has to stay in my inventory till I've delivered it. Okay. Weird. Okay, I think we're good. Now let's have a look at my inventory real quick, and let's just make sure that I've favorited this coachman so I don't lose it, because I just periodically just drop off everything that isn't hearted in my inventory. And actually, yeah, maybe I should, if I want to try out this laser gun, I should also stick it on here. Okay, so now I want to go back to the key. Having stolen that stuff, get my reward, and see if they've updated the missions there. Now, I am starting to run low on time. I've got an appointment I need to get to pretty soon, so it looks like completing that bounty as a privateer, which is, it was rewarding and it didn't... Oh, shush, fan. It was rewarding and it didn't give me any bounty. So that is one way that I could consider myself a space pirate. It'd be more of a privateer, but whatever, it's fine. And then this robbery mission, we're going to go back to the key and see if there's enough of those. I'm trying to get back to the system. Here we go. See if there's enough of those to be interesting. Because so one thing I could consider doing is going on the Mantis quest, because the Mantis does have a shielded hold, and I think that you also need to get the payload skill. But once you have those two things, you can do smuggling missions. So Rannoth Cord says that actually you're not going to ever die from running with too much stuff. So when you run with too much stuff in your inventory, what happens is your stamina depletes really quickly, and then it gets into the red zone where it starts to eat your health. But apparently they probably limit how much health it can actually eat under that situation. And so, okay, there. I just got rid of the stuff and got credit for it. But yeah, so if you don't mind having your health deplete a little bit, you can just run around. But yeah, it also just feels weird listening to your character be exhausted, right? And like panting, and your screen gets a screen effect and everything. But I do appreciate the fact, I mean, the restrictions on you for having too full of an inventory are way lighter in this game than in, say, like, I think Skyrim and a lot of previous Bethesda games where you get 1 pound over the limit and suddenly you're slowed to such a crawl you can't even function. So let's head over to the Trade Authority and sell them back their own stuff, which
Trade Authority always looking forward.
Is very rewarding. So yeah, crate of anti-venom that I stole from the Trade Authority. Have it back, Trade Authority. Let's also sell the weapons I decided I didn't need. That Bridger I might keep. The Bridger's a grenade launcher. I didn't necessarily want it right now, but I think a lot of these are not better than the things I have, so I'll get rid of a suppressed gun. Oh, but it's so little damage. Now, let's just keep the Bridger. I wonder if the Bridger is named after Ezra Bridger from Star Wars Rebels and Ahsoka. I mean, I don't think he's famous for having a grenade launcher specifically, so.
Now you're.
Okay, we'll sell these. Sell this note just to get it out of my pants. Okay, I got 12 ship parts. Let's just sell the illegal ones because why not? Okay, I think we're good.
Come back and see me sometime.
Okay, we've sold our stuff. Let's go have a look at the mission boards in the Reckoner's Corps and see if they've updated. No, wait. Aha, okay, so yeah, piracy in the Ixal system. Okay, so there's a United Colonies ship carrying a load of dye, and I need to take its cargo. So if I had a non-lethal weapon, I might be able to get on board without killing anyone, get the cargo, and leave. This also saying that I can steal from someone just like I did with the Trade Authority, so that's probably doable. Again, I can't smuggle stuff. So, okay, so we're going to have to do this stuff next time, because I have to end this episode in just a sec. But we're going to try, I'm going to try hard. Actually, one thing, maybe what I'll do between sessions, because I don't know where I'll find it, maybe between sessions, I'll go on the hunt for a non-lethal weapon. I'm not going to make you watch me do that. But I will go on a hunt for a non-lethal weapon. And maybe I'll do this stealing mission because it's going to be probably the same as the one I just did. Might do the stealing mission, and I will try to find a non-lethal weapon, and we're going to see if we can go raid another ship for their stuff without killing anyone and minimizing our bounty. And we'll see economically how that pans out, if that's actually a valid way for me to approach this. So let's, before we go, let me catch up with the chat here. So Ranithcore just posted a long paragraph, and I'm going to just read it. He says, I read a theory a week or so ago. The poster thinks that during development, Starfield was much slower and more survivally. He believed that originally your helium-3 tanks didn't immediately refill, meaning you'd have to mine or buy helium-3 regularly. That would mean straying away from settled systems would be harder, and it would mean outposts for helium-3 would suddenly not be useless. That also meshes up with the fact that Sarah, the first companion, gives huge reductions in helium-3 usage. Any thoughts? I actually had a very similar thought. There are a few other pieces of evidence too, like the whole environmental system where you've got your suit has got different amounts of protection against different things, and what that amounts to practically in the game is, what I found is I land on a planet, and whatever the ambient problem is, it just sort of usually it'll say there's some kind of ambient problem, but it won't matter. Like, it will never affect me. And I'm not sure why. I don't feel like I've got the tools necessarily in the user experience to delve in and figure out why, but it just feels like it'll be like, yes, it's really cold here, but it doesn't matter. I don't need to think about cold protection unless I'm actually walking up to a heat vent, a corrosive gas vent. Like, there are these places in the environment that do have these like immediate effects, or there's attacks that enemies can do to you, or bombs they can set off that have these effects. But the ambient effect is nothing, basically, as far as I can tell. So yeah, I agree with you. There probably was a lot more to that originally. I'm betting that entire planets would be off limits to you, or maybe you could only survive on the surface for 10 minutes with your current suit protection or something. But because there's such a variety of different planets and such a variety of different suits, it's hard to prepare for every eventuality. I'm betting that got frustrating to manage. I'm betting it sounded good on paper, but I'm betting that when people tried it out, they were like, do I have to carry 9 different spacesuits to give me all the protection that I need, on all the different planets that I want to visit, as missions send me from planet to planet with different problems? Do I need to be prepared for every single one of them? And there's ways you could get around that if you sort of planned the galaxy out around a progression system like that, where there are just basically sectors you can't go to or something like that without certain kinds of protection. But that would be unrealistic, because planets really are just sort of scattered randomly around the universe. So there's ways they could address it, but I'm betting, if they had to address it fairly late in development, the simple thing would be to just tamp down those environmental effects, have them be negligible, and have them only be locally necessary to worry about, with bombs or vents, hazards and things like that. And so, but similarly, you're right. There are so many things in the game that talk about. I've seen it multiple. I don't know if it's so many, but I've seen several different places where it talks about your helium-3 usage. It talks about stuff like that, and but you never have to think about fuel. Fuel just happens. The only thing that matters is how much fuel can you contain on your ship to make one jump. And so the range of one jump can be pretty constrained, but then you just make another jump afterwards, because when you arrive, your tanks fill up again. And so you're never struggling to get it. And so yeah, but I can imagine that probably led to things like, for instance, people being stranded for a long period of time. Or, if there was a way to get helium-3 everywhere, which is what you'd have to make possible, then, you would have to, you'd have to, either rest for a long time or just do a bunch of BS you didn't want to do. And then one thing you would not be able to do is just, galaxy hopping missions. Missions where you're just bouncing from planet to planet to planet to planet to planet would become onerous if just figuring out how to get there was a big challenge. So I'm imagining there was a little bit of incoherency probably in the design initially. This is my guess. Again, I have no inside knowledge about this whatsoever, but I think that guess sounds legit. I'm betting there was a little bit of incoherency where on one side they're like, here's how we're going to simulate the challenges of space travel and going onto different planets. And then in another place, here's the missions we're going to do. We're going to send you galaxy hopping, and the experience is going to be I'm bouncing all around this space opera universe. And those two don't work together very well. And so I'm betting that at some point they had to say, okay, one of these has got to win. And what wins is the galaxy hopping experience, where you're bouncing from planet to planet. You can go all over the place. You get this huge variety of places to visit. Your missions could take you everywhere. But you were not having to worry about all these survival things. But the fact that they've retained some of them and didn't strip them all out religiously makes me think they might be planning on a survival mode, releasing the old way it used to work as a DLC in the future. I could totally see that being a thing. Again, I'm making all of this up. This sounds like a reasonable story. It could also be something entirely different. I have no idea. And you really can't know things like this from the outside. It does take insider knowledge to actually know how something like this works. Yeah, so Randall Court says, yeah, there are skills that make the environmental hazards be less effective. And he's like, why would I take this? They're so easy to avoid. So it does feel like it had to have been very late in development that they would have made this change, because otherwise they would have had time to, change the whole skill tree or something like that. Or when they cut it, even if they didn't cut it very close to release, if they cut it but immediately said this will be a DLC or this will be a difficulty mode or something like that, then they would leave all that stuff in because it's going to become valuable when the difficulty mode launches. Okay, so this is my phone telling me it's time to take my daughter for her haircut. So we're going to get out of here. But so I think I've got at least one more episode in me with this space pirate arc where I'm going to try to see if I can do some piracy while minimizing my bounty. So that's going to be our goal in the next episode. So if you want to see that episode, it's going to be there eventually. I don't know when. Anyway, thank you all for your input, especially, Ranithcore just now and whatever his name was from my comments before. Thank you. It's really helping a lot.